So starting right off the bat, I did not see this coming at all, and I never thought I was gonna have to make a video that was on a topic like this. But starting right off, as you guys see from the title and the thumbnail, Carson Wentz, quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts, has been traded away to the newly named Washington Commanders for 3 picks. You have a 2022, I think it was a second round pick and a third round pick. Technically 2 third rounders. They got 3 picks in total. 1 second round pick and then 2 third round picks. And I think one of those third picks is a conditional third round pick, which means I think the scenario on it is that if Carson Wentz plays less than 70% of his snaps, or if he does, it switches from a second to a third round pick depending on what the condition of that pick is. But I think that was the condition. I think it's pretty much to where if Wentz plays 70% of the snaps for the Commanders or not, that pick changes to a second or third depending on the situation there. So looking at that, Carson Wentz got traded away for 3 picks, 1 second round, 2 third round picks for now. Looking at it, and so the first reason, just going right off the bat, the reason I did not see this happening is just because of the scenario, like the situation that the Colts were in. I just didn't see anything happening. I mean, we heard rumors, and I know I was a lot of times hearing rumors that the Colts did not like Wentz, pretty much, especially once the season got done and everything. There were a lot of rumors and everything going on that the Colts were looking to ship him already, and they did not like him as their starting quarterback. They didn't feel like he was the guy that they could rely on to go as far as a Super Bowl. And obviously that's true now, looking back. I at that time I really just didn't think much about it, because I was like, they already want to move away from him after 1 season? Like, already? After they gave the Eagles, like, some really nice assets? Which, by the way, the Colts, I'm pretty sure, I did not look into this before I started the video, but off the top of my head, if I can remember here, I'm pretty sure the Colts gave up their first round pick from 2022 for Wentz. And I could be wrong there. I mean, I probably should look that up just in case. It just came to my mind, but I'm pretty sure they gave up their first round pick, because I don't think they have a first round pick in 2022, or maybe it's 2023. It's one of those 2 years, but I think they gave up their first round pick for Wentz, and now they gave up a first round pick that they can't get back, and now they're having to trade Wentz and get even less value back for him. So I think in this trade-wise, I personally do think the Colts won the trade, but looking like, over the year, well, not really years, I should say, over like the year or 2 that they had Wentz, really, this is kind of a failure for the Colts in a way, because, I mean, you gave away a couple nice assets for him, and it didn't really pay off the way you wanted it to, and really, you could have just not made a move for him, and you would be in a better position right now, maybe not like way better, but you wouldn't be not having a first round pick, and first round pick is one of the most important picks you can have in a draft, and I mean, depending on what the Colts want to do, I know they're in full win now mode, so maybe that pick doesn't really matter to them, but looking how it looks, the Colts, I think they realized they messed up, and they were trying to fix that situation. And I mean, there's only so much you can do to fix, that whole scenario. Because, I mean, once you give a first-round pick, you're probably not going to get that value back for him. And I think the Colts freaking bargained for him a little bit too much, what it seems like, because they only got 1 second-round pick back for him. Not the best, but not the worst. And at least they got a second-round pick back for him, right? So, but I do think the Colts won this trade. But scenario-wise, ever since they traded for Wentz and everything, think they've definitely lost the whole scenario where they traded for him and they got rid of him. I don't think they really won in that scenario, but they won in this trade against the Commanders, and I don't think the Commanders had to give up. Honestly, I felt like the Commanders gave up maybe just a little bit too much. Honestly, a second-round pick and 2 third-round picks, I don't think Wentz is really worth that. I don't think that's really the value, but that's the value that they gave him and gave away to the Colts, and I guess we'll see how that goes. I mean, just watching how Carson Wentz played this past season and how it went with the Colts, I mean, as a Washington Commanders fan, do you feel justified? Like, you're not happy about him being your starting quarterback, are you? I mean, the Commanders and their fans have wanted a good quarterback for such a long time. And at this point, there's no way you still feel like, this is the guy, And at this point, you're probably still looking for that guy to be your franchise quarterback. And I just feel bad for Washington fans because they've just haven't had a good they haven't had a franchise quarterback in a while. It's been a minute. So, I mean, as a Washington fan, there's no way you're happy about this. And I mean, you can act like it, but it's not going to pay off. And one of the reasons that I know they probably aren't happy is because I'm on social media, probably like a lot of you that watch my videos, and just seeing before the trade, before free agency and before the trade, just everything. Before anything happened, I remember when the season ended, okay, and the Super Bowl was done and all that, Washington fans were advocating for them to go get Russell Wilson, okay, or Aaron Rodgers, any of those quarterbacks that were out on the market. And the quarterback market is great this year. Like, you had Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, some great guys to pick up. They were advocating for these guys. They wanted them so bad. And at the end of the day, they got a guy that's Carson Wentz. And that's why I don't think there's no way these Washington fans are happy. There's no way you guys are happy. Because you guys, I know, did not get the quarterback you guys wanted. I'm pretty sure you guys wanted Russell Wilson way more instead. And from reading and just watching what the fan base was saying, the days and the weeks and months leading up to this point, yeah, there's no way they're happy, because at this point they're kind of silent, so I can't really tell how they feel. But I mean, when they go from speaking a lot to silent, I kind of assume that they're not in the happiest position right now. So my condolences to you guys. Hopefully one day you guys can get a franchise quarterback and fix that situation. You guys have great players on your team. Like, I'm not saying your team is fully bad. It's just like you guys can never get a franchise quarterback. But you guys have great talent on your team. I mean, I really love Terry McLaurin. I hope I said his last name right. But I love Terry McLaurin. I loved him so much. I play fantasy football, and I even drafted him on my fantasy team. So that's how much I love him, okay? So, but you guys have some awesome pieces. I know Chase Claypool went down last year. I think he went down with like an ACL tear at Achilles. That sucked, but I like Chase Claypool. I loved him coming out of the draft. But you guys have some really talented players. And your running back too. I can't remember his name for some reason. But I think you guys have a lot of talent on the offense and defense too. It just sucks, man, to not see you guys get a franchise quarterback that I feel like you guys could rely on. And maybe the plan is, maybe the Commanders are going to draft a quarterback and, have him sit behind Carson Wentz. Maybe that's going to happen. I've heard rumors that Ron Rivera likes Malik Willis in the draft, which is kind of interesting. I think it would be kind of interesting for him to, for the Washington Commanders to go ahead and draft him and then put him behind Carson Wentz and have him, which Malik Willis does. He does need to sit behind a quarterback and learn for a couple of years. He shouldn't be starting immediately. I don't think he's ready for that. So, but other than that, really, there's nothing more. That could be a route that they might be going for, but I don't really know. I mean, I guess we'll see until the NFL draft, but don't know what the Commanders are doing. So, I think the bright side of it would just be them honestly drafting Malik Willis in the draft and have him sit behind Carson Wentz. I think that would be probably the best case scenario, and I really hope that happens because I think Malik Willis has a chance to become a franchise quarterback as long as he's a part of a franchise that can, help him improve and become a better football player. But besides that, at this point, I don't know what the Commanders are doing, but hopefully by the draft, we'll be able to see what kind of direction they're going. And I mean, if they really don't draft a quarterback at the draft, then I really don't know what direction that they're moving towards. So yeah, that's all I had for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any opinions of your own, go ahead and comment below. I'd really appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. I'll see you all later. Peace.